It's Friday and I'm pretty ahead of the game, so I'm hoping this is going to be an early-ish finish. I'm not very far away from the farm I'm picking up from, and then I've got one other farm to do.
The first thing I do after I set my car to work is check my oil level. And I could do with a drop of oil. The red light in the top left hand corner is the brake pressure, and that is only because I haven't had the engine on yet to be able to build up the air pressure. I have some oil in my side locker to fill the oil up with, and guess what? It is right at the back of the locker. I open up the grille and the near side panel, and then I can just open the cap and pour the oil in. I put enough in so it fills it to about halfway. Then it's caps back on, and somehow I did manage to break the cap on my oil container. Once they've shut everything up and put the oil away, I can put the engine on and get on with my daily checks.
Well, I'm happy that's done, so let's go. So I'm going to put my sunglasses on because that sun up there looks pretty mean in the eyes.
I'm very surprised I could get out of this lay-by straight away, as normally it is a hassle to get out of that one. And at this point I am glad I've put my sunglasses on because that sun is very low. I need to head through Winbourne for this farm, and there's quite a narrow bridge there. 2 lorries end up meeting on the bridge, which to be honest probably could have been avoided because I could see the other one coming down, even from behind the other lorry. Luckily I'm not waiting there long, and then I get my turn to go over the bridge, and it is a really nice view over that bridge. Thank you for waiting, Mr. White Van Man. It's only around half an hour to the farm, so it's not long before we're nearly there. It's just a short lane off the main road down to the farm. When I get in, they are there ready for me, and they signal to where they would like me to park. Most farmers will load in a similar sort of way, so you can kind of guess where they would like you to park.
I'm going to go and give him my ticket, and he'll give me my passport. It looks like he's doing it already.
A lot of people have been asking about the grain passport, so I'm going to just explain a little bit about why we need to do a grain passport.
So I filled out my passport. They asked for your last 3 loads, trailer number, lorry reg, company, date, what bin it came out of, variety, all those sorts of different things. And then with feed, it's not so involved, but for if it's going into the food chain for humans, there's other tests that they do and they need to write down, and it needs to be signed by the farmer and by me to say that yes, this has been an exchange that has happened and it's all above board. So it's just assurance basically for everybody.
And what a lovely morning to be loading on. I absolutely love looking out onto these beautiful yellow fields. Loading only takes about 20 minutes and we're off. On my way out, I see some cattle out in the field, which is always lovely to see. It's a sign that the better weather is coming. This junction isn't the best to get out of, but it doesn't take me too long to get out today. I am taking this load to the mill at Clumpton, so I head towards Blandford. This takes me through an avenue of trees that stretches over quite a long distance. I head up through Blandford on the A350 and then I take the left-hand turn in to Sturminster Newton, which I have to take a wide swing to get over the bridge. I follow the A357 right up until the turn in for the A3030, and this road will take me towards Sherborne. I go past Sherborne and up through Yeovil, where I hit a fair bit of traffic. Once I'm through the traffic, I pick up the 3A3, and then up the 358 and onto the M5. And it's only about 25 minutes on the motorway before I'm getting off and into the mill. Once I'm there, I get my paperwork together and I go and see the weighbridge operator. I think I was lucky to get in when I did, because Dave has just pulled in behind me, another one of our drivers, so I was quite lucky really. They are happy with my paperwork, so I get sampled and I pull onto the weighbridge. I think I might have actually spoke a bit soon, because it does look like I might be in a bit of a queue as well. Once I'm on the weighbridge, I walk back to see which pit I need to tip on. My wheat needs to go on pit 2, which there is one on there at the moment, and then there's another one waiting, then me. And Dave has also got a product that needs to go on pit 2 as well. So I was luckier than Dave, but not that lucky. Now I just need to go and find somewhere to park up and wait. Just parked out the way waiting for the pit, and it does look like Alistair's nearly finished, so that could be good. I'm just going to go out and have a chat with him, find out what's going on without being pushy, of course, because there's nothing worse. Hopefully he's nearly done. And with that, I have a little stroke of luck, because I've pulled onto a pit and now I am tipping. So good news, the chap from the weighbridge came out and said that there are bins available on pit 1, so I could go on pit 1, which is brilliant. I'm off and tipping, so that's going to save me probably at least half an hour, which on a Friday is good, because I'm really excited about this weekend. I'm going down to Plymouth to visit some family.
Oh.
Hello, alright?
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm just tipping at Clumpton. Is it still over to Butley?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Give me a tinkle.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, alright then.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
And it's not long before I finish tipping. Wheat tends to be a quicker product to tip because it is heavy, so there's less volume. I make sure that my sock is neatly packed away and my body is down, and then I go behind the trailer and shut the back door and give it a bit of a sweep and a tidy up. I make sure I pack my gloves away because I nearly lost them the other week, and then it's time to go back round onto the weighbridge. And as I come round, young Ryan Hayes is drinking a cup of tea outside Jan's takeaway. They must be doing well, being able to afford V8s and a cup of tea. Got my ticket so we can get on to the farm near Butley. And as I drive out through the mill, I do consider myself very lucky getting in when I did. There's a D&H on pit 2, then there's a M-Way, a Wayne's and 2 Deans all waiting for pit 2. And as I'm pulling out, this time another hero approaches in a big V8. One of West Country Bulk Specials. And I'm right behind him as we go round the roundabout for the motorway, so we can see if mine will keep up with the V8. As we go down the slip road, we are pretty well matched, but we will see whose limiter is quicker as we get onto the motorway. And it turns out it's not my limiter that's quicker, but it's not that much slower. I exit the motorway at junction 25 and take the A358 up towards Ilminster. Then I head east on the A303 and hit a bit of traffic, which is not unusual for a Friday on the A303. I take the A37 off Poddymore roundabout, and then we're not too far away from the farm. And through here I've got beautiful yellow fields to look at on both sides of me. I turn into the farm and I spin round to the place where he normally loads us. It means that the farmer will need to load over the sheet, but it's better to turn around first before I am loaded, as it will be better for the tyres. I'm actually here a little bit early and there's no one here yet, so I'm going to make a cup of tea while I'm waiting, and I think I might have a hobnob because I went over to Ollie Vlogs's earlier this week and he had loads of biscuits and he gave me a packet of hobnobs. There is a reason why he's got loads of biscuits, and if you go onto his channel you can find out. As soon as I finish my tea and biscuits, the farmer arrives and starts loading me straight away. The reason why people generally don't load over the sheet is so that they don't accidentally catch the sheet and make a hole in it, as that will then make the load wet if it rains. And we're already on the last bucket. I'm going to have to shout for this one. My passport, so it's back to Clumpton, because this was supposed to be going to a place in Uffculme, but they've transferred it now to Clumpton. So I'm just going to check on my way back to make sure it is definitely going in Clumpton, but I'm pretty sure it is. Then I head out of the farm, past the beautiful yellow fields, back the way I came, all the way to Clumpton. As I'm going around Ilminster roundabout, there's a really heavy downpour, which is really odd because then it completely dries up again. I hit a little bit of traffic on the A358 before getting onto the M5, and before I know it, I'm back at Clumpton. And as I pull round into the mill, one of ours has beat me to it. It's little Rachel. Once Rachel's weighed in, I get myself weighed in and sampled and get myself ready to tip. I fold my sock up because I am on the pit with the step. So I'm in and I have had a bit of a wait. There was one of Bayford's on the pit when I first came round. Then Rachel's on the pit now, and it's a pit with a step up. That's why I've rolled my sock up a bit. So Rachel's now tipping, and then I am on after her, because on pit 1 they've got biscuit tipping. So I could tip wheat on pit 1, but biscuit takes a long time, and there's one of Emway's on there now, and he's just been told that the lines have blocked, the conveyors have blocked, so he's got about 5 ton left and he doesn't know when they're going to get started again. So I'm going to be quicker waiting for Rachel to tip. Rachel is having problems with her pulse, so I'm going to go and help her because there's about 8 ton left on the trailer and it will not come out. Rachel has taken her sock off and put the body right down, and she's opened the tailboard. Rachel gets back in the cab and slowly lifts the body up as I stand beside the trailer and just watch to make sure that it's not going to all flow out at once. This is a pretty slow process of up and down with the trailer, just letting out little bit by little bit, as we don't want to overfill the pit. This is so much easier with 2 people, as when you're doing it on your own, you cannot see the load shifting. However, I do stand at the side just in case it does all shift at once and I can run away. Products like these are notoriously sticky, and sometimes it is the only way it will come out of the trailer. Rachel had the trailer right up in the air as far as it would go and nothing would come out. I'm really hoping that we don't have a sudden rush of product, because that would mean shoveling it all up into the pit. And believe me, when it rushes down, it goes everywhere. We seem to be doing well so far, so hopefully it will stay like this. Every time the product starts going a bit quicker, I signal to Rachel to put the body back down. It's a bit of a tedious process, but there's no other way to get the product off the trailer. Once a product like this is stuck and will not come out the grain hatch, it will not come out at all, no matter how long you wait. She just laughed at me because I'm
I'm just gonna dig that bit out for her, and she'll put her sock away, and then we can lift it up again.
I've dug the bit out that's on the step inside the trailer, and now Rachel is going to tip it up again to get that last bit out. I'm going to watch to make sure that the bottom of the tailboard doesn't hit the step on its way up. Most of it comes out, but there is still quite a bit to sweep out.
Come out and told me to go on pit 1, so at least I'm getting tipped whilst Rachel finishes off, because she's got a fair bit to sweep out, but I'm just gonna
This won't get rid of all of the dust, but it will get rid of most of it. And then it's off to position myself on pit 1 and get myself tipping. It doesn't take me long to get the load going, and I'm tipping in no time.
still sweeping out. You having fun in there?
Thanks for that.
That's right.
I get in and help her sweep out, and look at the difference. Perfect for Monday. And there she goes, she's weighed out and she's off back to the yard. By this point I checked my load and I've only got 11 tonne left, which is brilliant.
Went to help Rach, and I was parked on the pit. I actually managed somehow to leave my window open, and we were on here for quite a long time, so now I have a very, very wet side. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Look at my nose. Right, I'm gonna see how much dust actually comes off of my face. Right. Here we go. Got my face wipey stuff. It even feels quite gritty. That's just all the dust from the pit coming up. Even when I switch to the other side, it's like that. Might just have to do one more and try and properly clean my face. And it has now started absolutely pouring down with rain, which is good. I know they want my truck in for inspection, so still dirt coming off. Use the other side. It's not so bad. Well, I'm going to go back and get dirty again in a minute, so I'll wait till I have a shower when I get home, wash my hair and everything, and be all like clean and cosy for the weekend. Now, I'm presuming I haven't got anything else because it's getting on a bit, but you never know.
Hi, Jemma.
Hello, alright?
How's it going?
I am tipping at Clumpton.
Proper job. When you tip, come on, man.
Okie dokie. Alright.
See you later.
I'm empty, so I'm going to just finish off. I haven't brushed my trailer yet, and look how clean it is compared to how Rachel's came out.
I literally hardly have anything to do. We're on the weighbridge. I can go and weigh out, get my ticket and go. I hit a bit of traffic on the way out of the industrial estate, which is not unusual, and of course nobody likes to let lorries out, so it takes me a little bit longer than the cars. It's not long before I'm back at the yard, and as I pull in, there are two drivers waiting to go out. There's Farmer, and then there's Harvey, and then Dave's reversing back into his space. Rachel's on the wash. Nick Mann's back with the MAN, and he's parked next to my old one. The first thing I do when I get back the yard is fill up with AdBlue and fill up my cans ready for the week ahead. My truck won't last for a whole week on one tank of AdBlue, so I have to take some spare cans with me. I could get it out on the road, but it works out to be more expensive. I know they want my truck in for inspection, so I pop round to the workshop to find out when they want it, as I'm hoping that I can get a wash in before they need it. I've been round to see Bruce, and I've just got to wait for a lorry to come out of the garage, and then I can drive mine in, because they want mine in for an inspection, my unit in for an inspection. So I'm gonna do that, just wait for 5 minutes, they're gonna bring it out, and then I can go in. While I'm waiting, I also go and fill up my oil that I used this morning and finish off my paperwork for the week, which I take up to the office. I also pick up some spare taco rolls and defect books. My truck's going to be in for a couple of hours, so there's no point waiting around to wash it. I might as well try and get in at the weekend and do it. I pack up the car with my stuff from the week, and it's time to go home. So all the car's packed up and I am ready to go home for the weekend. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.